Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? And got a quick question for you. Is your church ready to deal with the coming recession that we're probably going to see? So we'll talk briefly about that. And we're basically just testing the live stream tonight. It's our first one that we've done. Um, so this is something that's been on my mind quite a bit lately here, and that is, all indicators are showing that we are going to probably be entering into a pretty serious recession sometime next year. We're already technically in one, even though the government doesn't want to admit it and has changed the definition of a recession. But we can already see layoffs are coming. Factories or manufacturing is going down. One of the first industries to see major hits during or the beginning of a recession is the RV industry, and it is just crashing right now. Used car prices are starting to fall. And so they were looking probably not at a very good year coming up next year, probably not for the next couple of years. I'd expect certain things like food to continue to rise. Anybody that's been to the grocery store certainly has seen that, can understand that. And so, what does that have to do with Christians? What does that have to do with our churches? And one of the things that I am concerned about, especially coming, I shouldn't say especially coming, but coming from the world that I've come from, the independent fundamental Baptist. We have a lot of traditions and things that we do, and I'm just curious. Will we be able to mentally make the adjustment there are if there is a serious recession that comes around? Um, we're supposed to trust God, um, not trust put our trust in money, right? We're supposed to put our trust in God. But Proverbs also tells us that we are to, foresee what's coming, look ahead at what's coming, and to make adjustments accordingly, so that we can try to avoid the evil. And then when I look at the New Testament, I look at the church, especially in Acts, we see that the church, they sold everything, and they're progressive Christians and liberals and communists that like to say that the early church was a picture of communism, and it really wasn't. It was the church was selling what they had and then giving what they had to those that needed it. They were giving to the poor. They weren't spending money trying to build grand edifices to man. They weren't trying to build these massive buildings and I really seriously question some of the infrastructure that we have built over the years and whether or not that infrastructure is actually a wise use of God's funds, whether or not it's something that God would actually approve of. And so, with that in mind, looking ahead to the future, uh, is the church prepared to put on hold or to not have all the things that we like to spend money on? When you look at a church budget, it's lots of staff, lots of buildings, building projects, equipment. Okay, and I'm not saying that those things are bad, but when I look at the New Testament and Jesus, I look at the example, the church and was taking care of the poor. They were taking care of people, and the conservative side of Christianity has really gone, I think, to the extreme in not taking care of the poor, not taking care of widows, um, and because we saw the new evangelical movement, which forgot the gospel in its desire to have a social gospel and its desire to teach people how to build wells or um, take care of their physical needs, and they forgot the gospel of Christ. But on the other hand, I think the extremely conservative side uh, forgot about people's human needs, people's uh, desires, and just forgot about people being people, because we had this desire to see, I hate to say it, but see numbers saved. And, um, behind every number is a person, right? And this is true. But uh, I think we got too numbers focused on seeing people saved and forgot about people being people. And so, there needs to be a balance between us, the church, seeing people saved, spreading the gospel, but then also taking care of the poor, especially those that are in the church. And um, a lot of poor rural churches or inner city churches, they don't have the finances that maybe some of the wealthier places have, and just are we mentally capable to make that shift, to be able to take care of people and to be able to help each other out. We live in America. We live in a blessed nation. We have financial freedom that most people don't have in the world, and we have a physical freedom that most people don't. I should say most people don't have in the world, but in the history of mankind, very few people have had the physical freedom, the religious freedom that we have, and this is a very unique time in history. It's not the norm, and I think we forget that many times, that this is not normal, and it probably won't stay normal if Christ doesn't return. But I think we can certainly see a return to a more stricter, more persecuted church, and the financial freedoms that we have. I don't think are going to necessarily be there. I'm not saying it's all going to collapse tomorrow, not doom and gloom, but it could. It's possible. Um, and so, are we ready as Christians? Are we ready to give up on our traditions, our things that we see as church, that we say that we have to do uh, in order to take care of those that are poor, to be able to make sure that they have their physical needs met? I believe it was Teddy Roosevelt said that no one, or at least this saying was attributed to him, or a variation of it, that no one cares what you know until they know how much you care. And we need to definitely take care of the household of faith. We need to make sure that we do that, especially in these times that are probably coming ahead. And so that may mean we have to give up on some things, things that we like, things that we want to do, and doesn't mean that they're bad. But we may need to give up on some of those traditions. So this was our first shot at a live stream. Not really planning on editing it, so you'll catch that little bump there. But we just wanted to see how it worked, and we'll probably do some more live streams in the future. It's very late at night right now, so we'll try to do some during a more appropriate time of the day. And we got some new equipment coming, new microphones, so hopefully we'll be able to get that set up this weekend and start producing a little bit higher quality content is our goal. So if you like the video, we certainly appreciate it. If you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we're trying to get this thing figured out. Everything we do, we want it to be for the glory of God, not for the glory of man, and we hope that we can be a blessing to you and yours. And we're going to sign off at that. About 8 minutes in here, so pretty happy with that. Hopefully the audio comes through. Y'all have a good one.